Okay, but seriously, dog, like this actually is looking like better and better as I sit here. Like I'm confused. Like I legit was talking smack like the whole video, and now I'm confused. Okay, so before we even begin, like, hi, welcome, this is my video. I'm gonna give you a proper intro in a second, but I just really want to quickly say I don't do reviews. I'm not good at reviews, so this is just gonna be me telling you I got this thing, we're gonna put it on the face, we're gonna see how it goes, and that's it. If you know you want like a proper review, this is not the video for you, but you know what, I'm trying, and we're just gonna share in this experience, and it's gonna be good. Okay, cue the intro. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Megan Victoria. My name is Megan. I'm a pro hair and makeup artist, and I put out 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes on Sundays. We do fun things like weekly vlogs and non-beauty related content. So today's video, I have so many feelings on. Oh my goodness. So I rarely do product reviews on this channel, and sometimes I do first impressions, but lately, especially with complexion products, I've been noticing that first impressions really don't help much. So today, basically, let's just chat. As I'm sure you can tell by the title, we're talking about the Pur 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. So I received this in PR a couple weeks ago, and I wore it one day, and I did film that like as a first impressions, and it was just like a dreadful disaster times disaster. So I had really dry skin that day. Like, I do specifically remember this because I had done like some, you know when you do like some at-home skincare little spa day, and then you're like, why did I do that? Why did I use like all that vitamin C and that exfoliating peel and da-da-da-da-da-da-da? So my skin was a little irritated and sensitive from that, and then using a foundation just like does not work when you're using a new product. So anyway, my skin was not happy. I knew that was number one. I also knew I used a ton of foundation because my skin was so red and irritated and not happy. I was using more foundation to help me out. So I wore that foundation all day, and it was like a hot mess. It just showed all my texture. It got in my like lines, which I don't even really have lines, so like that says a lot in itself. And it was under the eyes, a horrible disaster. And I remember tearing in the car like from yawning, and like a big line went right through the foundation. I was just like, oh my god. So I kind of put that foundation away for a while and was like, okay, this I definitely need to try out again. And then, you know, life happens, you get busy. Then this morning I saw Jackie Ina's video talking about the foundation, and she really liked it, and I was like, well, I want to try it out again. And Jackie Ina and I obviously have very different skin needs. She talks all the time about that she has oily to combination skin. I have more normal to dry skin. So I knew that we'd be different, obviously, in our foundation needs and wants and all those good things. But I still wanted to try it out again, and I also knew that I like kind of owed it to myself to like figure this out, and owed it to you guys to like tell you what's up. So today we're going to be trying out the Pur Love Your Selfie Foundation, what I have on right now. But before we get into the video, let's just chat a little bit about this foundation. So the whole big thing about this foundation is there's 100 shades. Yeah, 100. You heard that right. So as you guys know, in the beauty community, there's always lots of talk about shade range. So shade ranges have not been the greatest in mainstream brands, and so that is now starting to change and transition, which obviously is so freaking needed. But Pur really decided they were just gonna like one up everyone and then like turn the dial like way up, and they came out with 100 shades. So the standard is about 40 shades. They came out with 100. A lot of people were like, is this gimmicky? Are they just, you know, like, is this gonna be a total flop? Because as we know, undertones are hella important. You can make a shade dark, but if it's not got the right undertones, not got that olive, it's not got that golden, that mustard undertone, like it's not, you're not helping anyone. You can't just make a shade dark and think it's gonna work. So basically, as you know, a basic white girl, I can't really talk too much about the shade range for darker skin tones. I have seen, and what I have seen, the undertones do actually look quite good just from a makeup artist perspective. But also there are tons of videos that are coming up. Like I said, go watch Jackie Ina's video. She talked about all the undertones and how they relate to her. So that is, I'm gonna let her, you know, have that moment. But today we're gonna just talk about the foundation. So basically, as I said, there's 100 shades. I have this cute little booklet that's really handy because like I can remember things. It's great. So if we open this guy up, we can see we've got the Blue Light Defense, Keratin Complex, Energy Complex, Vegan Friendly, and Fragrance Free. All right, great. We have natural skin-like finish, skincare infused to help protect against environmental stressors like pollution, and high energy visible blue light, and 100 true to you shades. So Just talks about a little bit of the claims. So basically natural skin like finish. Then the whole thing is here is the undertones. So undertones are hella important when choosing your foundation, right? Okay, so with our talk of undertones being hella important, they came out with a light, medium, tan, dark, and deep. So there's 5 categories for your shade, and then there's shades underneath and undertones. So it's like a whole little puzzle where you get to figure out, you know, who you are as a skincare kind of gal. So I definitely like the golden undertones. Am I the most golden person ever? Absolutely not. But do I like it? Do I like to look golden? Yes, I do. So this is where we went. So for me, I'm in the light category. I also could kind of border on medium. The shade I like that I used today is LG7, so it's the last one in the light category, so I definitely could probably dip into the mediums if I wanted. And then, like I said, they have the golden undertones, pink undertones, and neutral, so you can really choose. And then they have, look at this little booklet, everyone with their lovely skin and their lovely shades. And you can see it's nice and even across the board. So that is basically the claims of the foundation. Now, when I do a wear test or I decide to try out a product, I try not to look at anything, just kind of see what it's gonna be for me, how it's gonna react, and all that good stuff. So here is the foundation up close and personal. So this is just 1 fluid ounce, your standard foundation size, which is great. This retails for 36 US dollars, and it has, what's really cool, this little doe foot applicator. So you get a doe foot applicator and you get a foundation pump. They claim you can use this as concealer and foundation. Do I agree? Well, you're gonna have to watch the video to find out. So with all that said, that is all the info about the foundation. I hope you found that helpful. Now let's put it on my face, let's see what's up, and let's get this video started. Alright, so let's get into the good stuff. So this is the little PR box that came my way. Now currently, usually I'm a little bit more tan than this, but fake tan's rubbing off quite a bit, so we're gonna work with that. They sent me the 3 they think that I would be, so we'll swatch these guys, and then some of the other little mini guys, which is perfect if you want to use, you know, them for concealer, etc. So we'll take out the 3 that they sent. I'm just gonna swatch these guys on my neck. So there's LG5, LG6, oh I like that, and LG7. Ooh, okay, well now that's a little hard to decide. Okay, so there is the 3 foundations they sent me. Oh, that's cute. I'll just take my finger and I'll just kind of lightly blend them in. Naturally, my body is such a different color than my face, as most of us are. It's very, very different. My face tends to be very pink and white and, you know, that kind of thing. I prefer something way more yellow, so this one even is a bit more neutral, and this one's even a bit more neutral, so we're gonna go all the way for the LG7. When I was watching Jackie Aina's video literally about 10 minutes ago, that's what kind of made me want to film this video. She uses a very little amount of this foundation, and I feel like that's maybe where I went wrong, so I want to use a lot less. I've also let my skincare sit in for almost about 10 minutes now, so like a good amount of time for sure to really sit in and see kind of what's up. So I'm going to just take 1 pump to start of the LG7. We're just gonna dot this on. It's a very generous pump too. Like I know I definitely used way more. Oh my god. How did I use more than this? Look at this freaking pump. This is hilarious. Okay, that's like a full like Instagram tutorial kind of beat. So I'm gonna take my tried and true 203 Eve Pearl brush. It's just giant. And I'm really gonna just press and pounce this into the skin. See, when I see this up close, I think it looks really nice, and it looks really nice around my cheek area. It definitely doesn't look too thick anymore, and it almost has a slight sheen, which I'm kind of I was gonna say surprised, shocked and surprised, but yeah, that is kind of how I feel. So I actually think this looks, it looks so much better than when I first did it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I want to do is I think I need just a little bit more coverage in the center of the face, as you guys know I usually do. So I'm gonna use the handy dandy little dropper thing and just kind of throw on coverage where I want. And just to give our sponge a go at it, I'm gonna use the sponge just to see kind of how it looks and works and what I think about. My first time using this foundation, I just found it like dry and like just showed my texture, and now I think it looks so much softer and nice, and I just think I used too much, which is such a common thing with foundations. I will say this isn't like my favorite foundation ever by any means, but there's nothing like wrong with it. I definitely need to, you know, see how it works with like other makeup, but so far so good. All right, I'm gonna toss on just a little bit of my salmon concealer before we see kind of how this foundation works as a concealer. I can almost guarantee I won't like it just because I know how I like my concealer products, and I know that I like extra moisture on my eyes, and although this isn't like super drying by any means, it's definitely a drier formula than what I'm used to, and it's definitely a lot more matte than what I'm used to, so I'm just probably not gonna like it as a concealer. So that's fine, but we're gonna try it anyway. So I'm gonna grab the shade MG3. So this is from the medium category. So this is definitely darker than the foundation itself. Like, look, it's like yellow, but that's what I like underneath my eyes. I like to really have that warmth, and then I can go over top of it and brighten it up. But I find if I don't have enough warmth under my eyes, if I brighten it up, it just looks gray. So I'm just gonna blend this in really quick. I'm not gonna bring it like down and around the face because it's gonna be too yellow for me, but under the eyes it should be just fine. All right, so then once that's blended out, I need to grab maybe this guy. What's this one? All right, then I'm gonna grab MG1. So it's still gonna be nice and golden, but just a little bit lighter. I'll use that as concealer and blend that out with my sponge. And then we're just gonna be a little bit extra, you know, as always. So I'm gonna grab LG1, which is gonna be hella light. And we're just gonna use this to do some kind of basic highlighting. So just the center of the face, just to lift the cheekbones. So this isn't really about concealer. This is more just adding the light to the center of the face. So just a little bit like that, and then I'll just blend this in. Okay, so this is the skin with the foundation applied as foundation and concealer. It looks good, like there's nothing wrong with it. There's something about the way this foundation is sitting on my skin that isn't my favorite. I can't decide if it's like because I have drier skin that the like matte, like it's not even that matte though, because you can still see glow, you still see shine. But it's just, there's something about it that I feel is just like, I feel kind of deathly. Like I just don't feel as luminous as I usually do. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel as skin-like. I feel like there's a layer that's sitting on top of my skin that's like drier, and then it still has like maybe a glow, but the glow is like, it's like, okay, this is how it is. It's like the glow is coming from the foundation. It's not like coming from within. Like I don't feel like everything's on and like as one. It kind of feels a little mask-like, and then I think it's actually a little tight, because for me, I like never understood when people said like I feel makeup on my face. I'm like, what do you mean you feel it on your face? Because I always use such dewy like moisturizing products that for me this is just like a little bit drying. I do like the finish of it, but it's not going into my skin. I don't know why. It feels like it's sitting on top, and it's just not my favorite thing. And yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. So I'm gonna finish my makeup. We're gonna see how everything works on top. Then we can come back and we'll, you know, give some final thoughts. But like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it looks good. It's just, I don't feel like this is like my vibe, if that makes sense. All right, enough talking. I'm gonna do my face and I'll be right back. My skin looks dry and I don't like it. It's not emphasizing texture like it did before, like when I first tried this foundation. But it's fine. It's just under the eyes is not fine though. Let me point that out. Under the eyes it is creasy and crepey and it's not cute, and I don't like it. So as an experiment, I'm gonna actually just add my concealer, and I'm gonna do a couple little things face wise that is not the pure stuff, and I'm gonna see if I can salvage this makeup look and maybe throw on lashes, and maybe that'll like save the day, because I'm just like not a fan of this makeup whatsoever. I'm not a fan of my face. I'm just not a fan of anything right now. So we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna see what happens. Okay, so I went and finished my makeup for reals. I threw on some lashes. I threw on just a lot more makeup, and I definitely made the lip color a little bit more my vibe. Liking my makeup a lot more now. Like, this is the thing. I feel like I have a personal bias. Regardless, I like dewy luminous foundations. I've talked about this a trillion million times. Hello, lipstick on my teeth. that's just what's up, right? That's my vibe. If you love a matte foundation, you may actually really like this because it is sitting on the skin really well. It's not creasing, it's not going into fine lines, so it's performing the way it's supposed to perform, I believe. The card actually got full when I was filming, so I actually went and took the card and I put it on the computer and I looked at the footage and I was like, girl, the skin looks really good. So definitely I can see the skin looks awesome on camera. It really, really does. In person, you know what? The more that this foundation's like wearing into my skin, the more I'm liking it. I may try it out again. I may kind of see what's up. I'm not like tossing it aside. And you know, if a look calls for more matte foundation, I may use it. It is lightweight. That's the weird part. Like the more it's settling into my skin, the more I feel like it's lightweight, the more I feel comfortable. Like I'm actually starting to like it more as I sit here, which is just like really strange for me. I know I like talked a lot of smack like while I was like applying it, but as I'm sitting here, I don't know, I'm starting to like it. So that's kind of all I gotta say. So I doubt you did, but I hope you found this video helpful. This is why I don't do reviews. This is why we just stick to makeup and makeup tutorials and techniques. I'm about techniques. I'm not about like this kind of stuff. But I actually think once I applied more makeup and more that it sat into the skin, I think it's actually looking really, really beautiful, and I'm kind of turning into a fan. With all that said, I hope you guys did find this somewhat helpful, and I will see you in my next video, and you're probably never going to want to see a review from me again, and that's totally fair. So if you want to see other makeup videos, let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah.